Today we're sitting down with John Schulte, one of the many hands helping lead an effort to create something really special in the central Minnesota music scene. John heads up the fundraising team at Project 37, a branch of the Independent Music Collaborative of Central Minnesota. Their mission is simple but powerful: to create safe, sober, all ages spaces where people can experience live music, perform, and build community around creativity. Get ready to hear about all things Project 37, how John got involved, why spaces like this matter for our community, and how their upcoming Battle of the Bands fundraiser helps support the future of live music in central Minnesota. Welcome to Behind the Brand, the podcast for small business owners, solopreneurs, and aspiring entrepreneurs who are ready to start strong, stand out, and stay bold. Each week, we'll take you behind the scenes to explore what it takes to build a memorable brand and grow a successful business. Are you ready to get behind the brand? Let's dive in. Hello, Moxieverse. Welcome back to another episode of Behind the Brand. Taylor here, and as always, joined by the fabulous Miss Kelly Kane.
Hello.
And today we have John Schulte from Project 37 and B-Side Indie Music Cafe as our guest.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Oh, thanks, John. We're excited to chat with you. You are our second B-Sidean that has been a guest on our podcast after we helped launch your brand for the coffee shop. Anna came on and talked with us about all things B-Side, and that was just a really fun trip to learn all about what you guys are doing with Project 37 and B-Side in general.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll definitely talk about that again because it is a lot, right? Project 37 is this kind of big thing under this other big thing. So I do want to dive into that as well, but I want to get to know you a little bit because I do not know you, and that is kind of a rare thing with when we have a guest. But Kelly does, but
Yeah, and Mo really does.
Yeah, Mo really does, yes.
He's getting around.
But yeah, so tell us your story. Where are you from? What's your social security number?
Okay, well, I have a house with my wife not too far from downtown, not too far from here. So I live in St. Cloud. I actually was born and raised in a small town called Redwood Falls in like southwest Minnesota. I moved here in the area when I was around 11 years old and went to Rocori High School. I played hockey for most of my life, and then my junior year of high school, I got really into music. I started a band, and my hockey coach got really mad at me because I skipped a game to play a show at the Java Joint, and I was like, I want to do this instead. So I joined the drum line, and music has just been my life ever since. So
Yeah, that's wonderful. And you are a music teacher at the Worth Center, correct?
Correct, yep, the drum instructor, and then I also run a program called Rock Band where we put student bands together and help them learn how to collaborate, teach them how to play songs, and then give them a performance at the end of the whole session. So
you're Jack Black, basically.
That's basically what I'm going for 24/7.
Okay, I understand that.
Yeah.
Just say you're Jack Black.
I love that movie, and it's honestly very inspirational to me. And yeah, that's what I love to do, is just foster young musicians and show them the glory and love of performing and playing music and why it's just so important.
Okay, is that your full-time job?
That is my full-time job. It is my main job that I actually make money doing. The rest of my time is all Project 37. I'm at B-Side every day. Everybody asks me what I do at B-Side, and I'm like, I'm not even employed there. I'm just there all the time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You made a living out of your passion.
Absolutely.
Music. Okay.
Yep, that was the first time. I think I taught my first lesson in 2014. A friend of mine, Carrie Schneider, who is a local musician, she lives in Nashville now, but she was teaching, and she told me, I think you might be really good at this. You should try it out. And I really didn't think so, but after I taught my first lesson, I was just like elated. I was like, that was so much fun. And I was like, I want to try to do this for the rest of my life. And so I set out to like put myself in a position and get enough students so I could just do it all the time.
Wow, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have a band now?
Well, yes, right before COVID, and actually November of 2019, I was in like 5 bands. It was kind of getting to be a lot because every single night I was rehearsing. Every single weekend I was playing 2 or 3 shows, getting home at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I just kind of like scrapped all of it,
Yeah.
and I spent a whole month quitting all the bands I'm in, but none of those bands found replacements, so I'm kind of just still in the
Still
bands.
in the
we're
5
not
bands.
we're not as active as we were when we were younger, but yeah, I still play in quite a few original bands. We still record records, and I make music on my own and stuff too, so I'm always trying to be
That's
creative
awesome.
in somehow.
And drumming. You're a drummer.
Yes, I am a drummer. I actually was a guitar player
Okay.
first. I started playing guitar, I think, when I was 13. I actually didn't start playing drums until I was 21.
Okay.
And it was really just because my friend's band didn't have a drummer, and they were like, you should just take up drums. And I got good at it fast, and then I ended up being in several bands very quickly because every band needs a drummer.
You said that you were in the drum line, though.
Yes.
So you had some, I know it's different, but you had some
Yep.
experience.
I had some experience, and that was definitely my first experience of being like in like a, other than actually being in a band at the time, just being in a collaborative atmosphere in making music and learning music and learning how to work with others. And that's the thing that I think I enjoy most with music is just the collaboration with other musicians.
So it's teamwork, just a different type of a team. right?
Absolutely.
So that's what you have in common with Mo. He was in the drum line. Or maybe it was a dance line, I'm not sure.
Oh.
No, it was a drum line.
I was in dance too,
you?
actually.
Were you?
Yeah, I was. When I was very young, I was in dance for I think 5 years.
Well, they do say that that's really good for athletes, and so you did play hockey.
But he's a creative guy.
Yeah.
I get helped, yeah. I am a fantastic dancer. And I'd like to think that a little bit of that is because that helped me with drumming too. So, we'll see.
Fantastic dancer. I want to see that.
Yeah, right? Exactly. We might have to go to Battle of the Bands. Maybe he'll bust out some dance moves.
Maybe we'll see.
Behind the drum.
Awesome. So now let's dive in a little bit into what Project 37 is. So looking online, you are the booking and security and fundraising lead.
Yes.
That is your title.
And I've added more things to that. And I've actually, just trying to prioritize things. I kind of stepped away from the booking team actually because we decided to rent out some offices in the upstairs of B-Side.
Sure.
So coincidentally or just because of that, I've basically become like the building manager
Sure.
at B-Side and for Project 37 and the kind of building property manager. So I'm the guy that usually has to call the contractor or if something breaks down, I have to find somebody to come fix it for us and let them in and figure out all that stuff. I kind of try to remove myself from certain things that I'm lacking on, and then I just end up getting more involved in other stuff.
Picking another thing, yeah.
It's kind of an ongoing thing with all of us involved with Project
Sure.
37. We try to step back from things, but it's hard to do.
Yeah. Well,
Especially when you love it.
Yeah.
right? And you see the vision and you know how great this has been for the community and how much bigger it can be and,
Right.
and the impact it can make. It is hard to step away and say no when you're seeing really great things
Yes.
happen from your hard work.
Absolutely.
So how long has Project 37 been in existence?
I think 2022. Actually, I think, it was April of 2022. I remember going back and looking at some old text messages. So the chair of the Independent Music Collaborative, Angela Ringsmooth, she works at the Worth Center as well. She teaches piano, and I ran into her one night, and she said, hey, I'm going to this meeting. It has to do with IMCCM, but it's called Project 37, and we just want to start putting on shows locally so that we can kind of build a community and so that we can hopefully open an actual all ages venue. And I was a little apprehensive, honestly, and I went to that first meeting, and I think it was the first real meeting that they ever had, and I asked a lot of questions, and they were all answered, and I was left thinking, this is something I really want to get behind and be confident about. And then we started doing shows, and right away they were very well attended and really successful. And we all realized really quickly that the community really wanted or needed something like this, even if people didn't really know exactly that they needed or wanted it. But yeah, we just tried to gain some traction, which we did. And by the time that we found a building that we realized we were maybe going to be able to purchase, the community really showed up for us because we had kind of built it already. So, yeah.
So did we explain what Project 37 was?
Not in this episode.
Okay, let's do it. Maybe let's start there.
Yeah. Yeah. So what is Project 37?
So Project 37 is an all ages safe and sober music program. So our mission is to provide safe and sober spaces for all ages to enjoy and perform music.
And now you have your own venue
Right.
in B-Side, but what were you doing before B-Side existed?
We were throwing shows all over town. We were doing a lot of shows we just called it the skate park, but it was like this indoor skate park, right? It's basically the back of Backwards Bread. We'd rent that out. The first time we ever threw a show there was a punk show. It was a Wednesday night. It was a blizzard, and 120 kids showed up. It just smelled like a sweaty teenager in that warehouse. But we did a lot of shows there, a lot of shows at Jules Bistro, Gnarly Bard. We would do a lot of shows at this place called Witch Doctor Guitars in Malacca. We did a lot of shows at Oblivion. We did shows at the Red Carpet. I mean, we were all over the place. I mean, it was probably 2 shows every month. We were booking a different venue and booking different shows, and whether it was punk shows or metal shows or hip hop showcases or singer-songwriter stuff. So we're open to anything and everything. But yeah, that's kind of was the way that we were able to build some momentum. And of course, our whole dream was to just have our own location, we're in our own venue, and then of course also have a coffee shop too. So
Yeah, explain the combo of that.
of the coffee shop and the venue.
Yeah.
Well, we wanted to have a business, and actually Angela Ringsmooth always mentions that she managed Rock Creek Coffee in Sauk Rapids, and she did that right after she joined IMCCM. And she literally took that job because she thought, this is the best way for me to gain experience, because someday we want to open an all-ages venue. Then that way I have experience and know how to hire baristas and know how to make coffee and know how to run a coffee shop.
Yeah.
So she
So-
stepped into that role really well.
So is the coffee because it's sober, or the coffee is just like somewhere to complement, have the coffee during the day and have the venue at night?
Yes.
Both?
A
Drinking
little
coffee
both.
at night?
We
Or-
wanted to have a reason for people to come there and have a business and create some revenue outside of throwing shows. We don't really, actually make that much money when we do throw shows. And so we figured that a good way would just to be, run a coffee shop and stuff. And also I feel like having a coffee shop and having that third space that is for all ages, there's no alcohol, it's just a good third space for the community. And that was kind of a void, I feel like, and especially in downtown St. Cloud. There's such a kind of thriving nightlife in downtown St. Cloud, but there wasn't that in between. What do kids do when they get done with school, or what do they do during the summertime other than, sit at home and stare at their phones? They can come to the coffee shop and stare at their phones then.
At least they can do it together. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are your hours over there?
Our hours are 7 in the morning to 8 o'clock at night.
Okay, so you are open later.
Except
Okay.
for Sundays, it's 10 to 3 o'clock.
Yeah,
So,
right.
but we are open every single day.
And then when you have shows, does it go later, or is it all within those hours?
It's usually the shows go from, if it's a singer-songwriter show, 6 to 8 o'clock. If it's a full band, like 3 or 4 bands, 6 to 9 o'clock. So we
Okay.
do stay open a little bit later.
It's still early enough that
yeah.
a high school or college kid can go to and still make it to class.
Or a 40-year-old that doesn't want to,
Right.
be driving home late at night. A couple of my bands have played Project 37 shows, and my band members were like, we got to keep doing these shows. Like,
So
we
great. As you
were
get
all,
older, it's easy.
we were all in bed at 10 o'clock. This is like a very unheard of thing. And we played a show, and people still showed up. It's just a good experience.
Yeah.
So how has reception been since it's been about a year now?
Yeah, I think good. I think really good. I think we definitely have learned that when you show up for your community, that your community will show up for you. And we get people to the shows. We fill that space a lot. Even during the day, obviously there's lulls in the day for people coming in to get coffee and stuff. But I think overall it's been really good. It seems to be a really popular spot for, especially downtown business professionals to do meetings and stuff
Yeah.
there.
That's great.
But yeah, the shows have been great. They've been so wonderful. It's so much work. It gets really stressful. Sometimes our whole staff we're all just really mad at each other. And there's a lot to figure out on show days especially. But then when the show's happening, it's just like, we just sit back and we're like, this is why we do this. We
Yeah.
love this so much. It's so cool seeing teenagers in front of the stage dancing and to see them on stage performing, knowing that they are not able to do that anywhere else in St. Cloud.
Right.
And they're talking to real people, not through a screen.
Absolutely. Yes. It's a community building process. There's a lot of great conversations I'd like to think that really happen right inside our space.
And correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like I remember talking to Anna about this, but one of the other, really cool things and things that you guys wanted to do with Project 37 and B-Side when you have shows, you're paying your performers and you're paying the producers that are, doing the show. It's not like taking advantage or just trying to
Absolutely.
welcome people in.
Right. That was always very important. That was something that Anna Bovitz was very adamant about right away, which I love that. Most of our shows are funded through grants, and we work that into the budget and are able to pay the artists, the bands, and the whatever it is. I think, really well, more than they're going to get paid if they're playing an original show in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
Anywhere around here, I spend so much time playing shows downtown, and you're splitting $75 between 5 people. That's not really going to cut it. I mean, along with that, with paying the bands really well, I think that we actually just make it so easy for the bands. Really do. We do all the promotion for them. Our marketing team is just amazing, and that we really make sure that we get people to go to the shows. We're the ones taking the tickets at the door. They have a guaranteed payment. We provide them with the sound and a sound tech and the PA, which is a whole thing logistically to figure out, but they just have to show up, perform, and then enjoy the rest of the bands. So I think that's been a really huge part of it. Bands really want to play shows for Project 37.
Yeah, it's like an honor, I bet, to be asked.
I
and
hope so.
invited. Yeah.
So do you have shows every week, or what's the schedule like?
We don't have shows every week. Originally, we're like, we're going to open this place and we're going to have a show every Friday and Saturday. And we're like, wow, that would be a little bit too much. I will say we don't have shows as much as we had anticipated originally, but we do have so many other activities. So many other organizations and businesses and people in the community they're like, this is a great space. We want to do our thing here, whether it's like
okay.
a game night or trivia, or Chris Crandall and Angie Crandall, they approached us and said, we want to do this thing called a pop-up jam. We'll just do it once a month at B-Side on a Monday, and just musicians show up. It's not a performance. We sit in a circle on the stage and we just call out songs and just jam together. It's amazing. It's like one of the coolest things ever. I've met so many great musicians
mic
that
night.
way.
Yeah.
Kind of, but again, like, it's not really, we're not facing the audience.
Yeah.
We're just there for each other. Everybody grabs a drink and it's just a relaxing atmosphere. But we have the Winter's Farmer Market happens every other weekend at B-Side.
Oh, I did not know
We have a
that.
lot of activities. Like February, our calendar was just slam packed. I bet every other day we had something going on there. So
It's great to get people in the space
Yeah.
and to kind of promote your mission. And
right, it's kind of shifted to different things that we hadn't anticipated originally, but it's all good. We're all very
gotta be
happy.
flexible, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, and listen to what the community is asking for and needing, right?
Absolutely. And a lot of other organizations or different events that they used to try to do or were holding have definitely been, I'd like to think, a lot more successful now that they have this space that we have that they can rely on. And yeah,
And it's not a big space.
No.
it really isn't.
But it works for you.
It does, yeah. It would be nicer if it was a little bit bigger, but legally we're at 88 capacity. We're not so sure if that number should be bigger or not, but if there's 60 people in there, you're playing for a pretty packed house.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's something to be said for that. And I've noticed too, a lot of artists too, like, they don't want to play at the red carpet, or they want to play the more intimate shows and stuff like that. And yeah.
Let's talk about his fundraising.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. As mentioned, you are part of the fundraising team at Project 37, and you have a pretty big fundraising opportunity coming up, which is the main reason why we asked you here. We want to help give you that platform. So let's talk about it. Battle of the Bands.
Yeah.
The second annual Battle of the Bands is coming up, and you're just getting started, hitting the ground running to get some fundraising.
That's right, yeah. So, yes, as a director of the fundraising committee, it's all of our big things. I always tell our team members that we're all on the fundraising
Yeah,
team.
right,
We're-
I was
exactly.
going to say, are you a
Yep.
committee of one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, no. Sometimes it feels like it, but then I, have to send out a mass text and be like, we all need to
That's
start
it.
caring about this right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Battle of the Bands is our big major fundraiser. It was started last year. This is the second annual one. This one's going to be on April 1st. It's a Wednesday. It's going to be at the Paramount Theater in downtown St. Cloud. There's going to be 6 bands. They're all under the age of 20, and they're going to play 2 original songs each. And it's going to be concluded with a headlining performance by Slip Twister. They also played last year. The reigning champs from last year, Borrowed Time, they are going to open up the show with their single that they recorded. So the major prize for the bands is they get a really professional, high quality recording time
Oh,
at a
cool.
really nice local studio.
Is that through the V's?
It is not, but I do hope it will be someday, actually. But the V's have just been, and Rock House have been very supportive to
Great.
us, and they're pretty involved last year. Tommy V was the MC.
Great.
Jeff V was one of the judges. So, yeah, it's just a really cool event. And
How long is it? It sounds like it would be all day.
it's really not. It'll start, I think, at 6 o'clock, and it'll be done around like 8:45-ish.
Okay.
So how many bands?
6 bands.
Okay.
Do you have to apply to like be
yes.
part of it? Okay.
Our stipulations were kind of, in the close surrounding areas, like as far out as like Wright County, or I guess I don't know how far out like west we were talking, but we had a band reach out from Minneapolis, and we were kind of like, well, please apply, but if we don't get enough bands to register, then maybe we'll
Yeah, you
consider
kind
it.
of don't want to do Minneapolis.
Yeah.
You want to be more local, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. But we picked all the bands the other day, went through videos and recordings that they had sent. We had 7 bands. So there was one band we were going to have to say no to, and it was really tough, honestly.
Yeah.
It's going to be such a great show. It really is.
And they're all young kiddos.
Yeah,
Some
it's-
really young.
I think a couple of the bands, they're 15 and
Wow.
16, yeah.
Amazing.
Writing their own songs, and they're great. It's
Really?
great music. It really
All kinds
is.
of different genres. Or?
Yes. This year I think it's going to be a little more, I don't know, like more even, I guess. Like but a lot of just like indie rock, some more like hard rock acts. Last year we had a band called Identity Crisis, and I think they placed 3rd. They are a hardcore punk band. They played some of the first Project 37 shows. They're all really young. When they first started playing and they were like touring, most of the people in the band weren't even old enough to drive.
It's just that they know
Mom,
what
Dad,
punk
you got to
rock
bring me
is.
to a show this weekend.
Oh, when they played at
Yeah,
the Paramount
travel
last
hockey.
year.
How about travel band?
Yeah.
Yeah, when they played last year, I'm pretty sure they were the loudest band that's ever been on the Paramount stage. They definitely made history. But the thing is like, it's not everybody's cup of tea, but they are very good at what they do.
Right.
So,
yeah,
Yeah.
that's just music appreciation. Right? You don't
absolutely.
have
So,
Oh, cool.
That's cool.
yeah.
So, what are you needing from the community?
Cash.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, right. How are you approaching the community to help
Yeah,
get
'cause Battle
get
of the
money
Bands is a
and-
fundraiser.
Yes.
It's
yeah.
a fundraiser, and the main point of the fundraiser is so that we can build out a kitchen at B-Side Indie Music Cafe.
Okay.
So I bet 50% of the customers that come in, if they've never been there, they ask if we have
Get
food.
food,
And
yeah.
we have some pastries and stuff like that, but we have a kitchen already in the back. We just need equipment, and we need the money to do that. So that's kind of our main goal, is to raise enough money to build out an entire kitchen and to be able to offer food. Just light stuff, like
Yeah.
sandwiches and stuff.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
Yes, and it's kind of an easy sell, especially like with different businesses and companies that we talk to, especially if they're downtown. They're like, we would love that. Like, let's sign us up. Let's be a
And
sponsor.
especially for your shows and
Yes.
kids need to eat. And
For
all that
sure.
stuff, yeah.
So yeah, we've been just going on a big sponsorship asking tour, lots of meetings and lots of asks, and we're learning a lot from that. That is kind of our big fundraising endeavor right now. St. Cloud Subaru did sign up on to be the major sponsor.
Yeah?
So
We had a meeting with Bobby, so
Wow.
I wanted to tell you that so we could
Yeah,
promote that.
yeah.
yeah.
Used to be. That's great.
Yes, I'm sure Bobby Cohenite would be very happy to hear me say that. Yes, they are the major sponsor.
All right, that's awesome. That's
They
big time.
donated $25,000 to
They do
us.
such a great job over there at supporting
Yes.
the community. That's so awesome.
We're very excited to be
Moxie
working
Creative
with
gave
them.
1,000.
Yeah, good job,
And Moxie
Moxie.
Creative jumped on right. Yeah, it was,
Same thing.
Yeah.
Moxie Subaru.
Yep. Yeah.
And you have a lofty goal.
It is a big goal. We originally were setting out for 100,000. With in-kind donations, we're around 52. I think we realized yesterday. So we still have a ways to go. I'm not sure if we're going to make it. Well, we're less than a month away. I'm not sure if we're going to make it. But last
Gotta
year
try.
with sponsorships, we ended at 7,800. So we're doing a lot better than
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Wow, that's awesome.
So,
That's awesome. And
yeah.
obviously you're selling tickets for the show. Does that?
Does that pay for the show or?
No.
Oh, okay.
We are comping a lot of tickets. All sponsors are getting as many
Yeah.
tickets as they want. We just want to get butts in the seats. That's our main goal. We're not going to make a lot of money from the actual show. and that's fine. We just want, mostly, we want teenagers to be at the show.
Yeah.
We want them to watch their peers perform on the big stage and realize that this is a very possible opportunity for them if they want to get together with their friends and write music or just be in a band. And that, yeah. So that's really what it's about, is the actual event is kind of showcasing that we're trying to foster the next generation of, the St. Cloud sound,
Oh, I
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, I love that.
And then your donations will help pay for the show. I assume you have to rent the Paramount and all that good stuff.
Rent the Paramount. We have to, pay for the sound tech.
Yeah.
We have to, there's,
Yeah.
There's expenses.
A lot, yeah,
Yeah.
a lot. Shows like that. I mean, even shows we do at B-side, we figured that on average that we do like a 3-band show at B-side, and it's like $2,000 just to put the
Right.
show on. But yeah, now we're talking about a room that's like, I think there's like 800 seats.
Right,
So,
right,
yeah.
And I don't know if we said this, but the reason that you're fundraising and asking for money is because you're a nonprofit. Like, this
Yes.
is how you survive,
Yes.
is through community giving.
Right.
Right.
Yes. I do think that's so
Even
important.
B-side is a nonprofit.
Absolutely.
So,
It
yeah.
is. It is. B-side is run by a nonprofit, but yeah, we are a nonprofit coffee shop. Project 37 is just an arm of the Independent Music Collaborative, which is the actual nonprofit. But we a lot of times forget to mention that.
Yeah.
Even working at the Worth Center, which is a nonprofit, you'd be surprised how many people don't realize that it's a
Sure.
nonprofit. So yeah, this is the game. This is
Yeah.
our role. This is a fundraising all the time, and like I said before, asking the community to show up. But I feel like we've done a pretty good job. I'm very confident that we've asked a lot of the community, and we did the things we said that we were going to do when the
Yeah.
community showed up for us. And,
important.
Yes, we follow
Keep your
through
word.
on what we do, and that's why I'm a part of this. I've been asked to be on lots of different boards and part of other nonprofits, and there's a reason I said no to those and yes to this, because yeah, our team is like just incredible, honestly.
Yeah, love
So
that.
Battle of the Bands would be a great sponsorship opportunity for any business or community member that wants to obviously be part of the community. You don't have to love music, but youth is a popular thing that people want to give to. But these are the a little bit older, they're not children, but
Yeah.
the teenagers, that give them a healthy outlet and someplace to go. I think
Right.
it's maybe a forgotten sector of that giving piece.
Yeah.
But
It is.
such a
Absolutely.
good cause.
Yeah. So if someone is out there listening and they're interested in giving to Battle of the Bands, how can they do that?
Well, they can contact at project37mn.com. Find the phone number on there. We also have lots of different ways to donate. You can donate on the Project 37 website, the B-side website. You can buy tickets at ParamountArts.org, I believe.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm always out in the community. There's a lot of ways to
Or
get a
just
hold
stop
of me.
by
And
B-side and find
yes,
you in your yellow beanie.
I will probably be there. I am a lot of times. So, but yeah, we have different tiers for sponsorships, and all of it gives a lot of visibility to anybody, any company that wants to, get their name out there. And
Sure.
yeah,
And if someone happens upon this after the Battle of the Bands, you'll still take their money, correct?
absolutely. We are always fundraising for sure. So yeah, we have lots of different donation opportunities, not just to donate directly. We also have a fundraising campaign we started last November, I think, called the Mixtape Membership. So you sign up, it's a part of our sustaining donor program, and you donate a minimum of $10 a month, and then you get 10% off any food or drink that you purchase at B-Side Indie Music Cafe. And also, then we give you a card, and you actually do give us your favorite song, and then we're making a playlist of all of our mixtape
Oh, that is so
members.
That's really
cool.
cool.
How
So,
fun.
so yeah, just there's lots of different opportunities to donate, or you can just come in and, just hand us a giant check. Would take that too.
Okay, I like that option. That's cool.
Oh, wonderful. Well, John, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing more about Project 37, B-Side, and the Battle of the Bands. I hope it is an incredible success. It sounds like fundraising-wise, it already has been from last year. It's growing, and that's really cool. Thank you for all of the work you're putting in with your team and helping to build up our community. And like Kelly said, give the youth in our community a really healthy and creative, collaborative outlet. It's very important.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Well, we will see you next week on the next episode of Behind the Brand. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Behind the Brand. If you liked this episode, share it with a friend. If you didn't, share it with an enemy. And make sure to leave us a 5-star review. To stay connected, follow us at the links in the show notes below.